God says, I am begging you to open this message before 10 p.m. I promise you'll cry when you hear what I have to say. Don't delay. This urgent message could vanish at any moment. Open it now before you lose your chance to see what was meant for you. My child, tonight is not the time for you to continue carrying worry, as though it were a burden without end, because I am leading you out of the days of scarcity and into a new season of peace, sufficiency, and hope. I have seen the times you quietly calculated every small expense, the nights you could not sleep because of your family's future, and the moments when you tried to appear strong so that no one would notice the weariness piling up within your heart. Not one of your sighs has been forgotten, and not one tear has fallen without my knowing. But understand that the support I give you is not merely a brief moment of comfort. I am teaching you how to stand firm, giving you discernment and opening paths you could not previously see. The things that once made you weep in helplessness will one day become evidence that you were preserved through a season that seemed impossible to survive. I am rearranging the things that have become tangled in your life and bringing them into a new order. Some doors once closed and made you believe you had been rejected, but in truth, I kept you from entering places that would have drained your strength and stolen your peace. Some opportunities arrived later than you expected, not because you were forgotten, but because I wanted you to mature enough to receive them without becoming controlled by the gift. True prosperity is not measured only by increasing numbers. It is also recognized in a home filled with laughter, a mind no longer ruled by fear, a family that knows how to love one another and hands able to help others. I want to give you abundance, together with wisdom, progress together with humility, and achievement together with responsibility. For if you possess wealth without peace, you will still feel poor. In the midst of everything you own, therefore, do not allow the invisible threats within your thoughts to keep telling you that you will remain trapped forever. Many times, you have looked at your present circumstances and concluded that the future would be the same. But I am not limited by what your eyes can currently see. I can use a timely encounter, an idea that seems very small, a courageous decision, or a change in the way you manage what you already possess to begin a major turning point. What I do often begins quietly. A seed makes no noise when it takes root. But when the season arrives, no one can deny the life that has grown in the same way. The changes I am beginning within you may not yet attract the attention of others, but they are renewing the way you think, choose, and move forward. When what is within you is restored to its proper place, external circumstances will also begin to move in a different direction. I am also placing protection over your family and over the precious things entrusted to your care. That protection does not mean you will never face trials, but it means trials will not be permitted to destroy the good purpose I have planted in your life. You may pass through difficult seasons, but you will not be swallowed by them. You may encounter words that wound you, but you do not need to turn them into a sentence over your future. You may have experienced loss, made mistakes, or placed your trust in the wrong place, but those things have no authority to determine the rest of your life. I am teaching you to establish wise boundaries, recognize what must be preserved, and discern what needs to be released. Some relationships you once tried desperately to hold on to will be moved farther away so that greater peace may return to your home. Some financial habits must change so that your resources no longer continue flowing into unfruitful places. My protection sometimes comes in the form of a warning, a closed door, or a truth revealed at the proper time. Do not be afraid when I begin clearing away obstacles that have remained for far too long. You may feel empty when something familiar is removed from your hands, but that emptiness is not a sign of abandonment. I am creating room for something healthier to be formed. I will not pour a new season into a life that remains bound by old choices. Because I love you, I will show you where you are wasting your energy, where you are living merely to please everyone, and where fear has caused you to reduce the size of your good dreams. I do not want you to pursue wealth at any cost. I want you to build with integrity, work with devotion, and move forward calmly. What is built upon a clean foundation may grow slowly, but it will remain standing when storms arrive. Remember that the greatest miracle is not always the sudden appearance of money. Sometimes it is being delivered from the constant terror of not having enough. When anxiety no longer controls every decision, you will begin to see more possibilities. When you stop comparing your journey with that of others, you will recognize the unique abilities I have placed in your hands. When you learn to value small things, manage faithfully, and patiently develop what you already possess, you will be prepared for greater responsibilities. I do not only want to bring you out of difficult circumstances. I want to make you someone who can preserve peace even when circumstances change. I want you to become a source of strength for your family, not by carrying everything alone, but through calmness, discernment, and a love that is not easily shaken. The schemes intended to make you lose hope cannot succeed unless you give them authority. Do not allow one failure to convince you that every future effort is meaningless. Do not allow one person's rejection to make you question the value I have placed within you. Do not allow debts, unfinished plans, or days without visible results to become louder than the voice of peace within your heart. Face reality honestly, but do not bow before it as though it were the highest power. Put in order what needs to be organized. Seek help when necessary. Learn what you still need to know, and have the courage to begin again. I will accompany you in every practical step. Blessing does not come only through extraordinary events. Often it comes through daily discipline, the repetition of one wise decision, and perseverance that no one sees. A day will come when you look back and understand why you had to travel this road. You will tell the story, not to boast that you were never weak, but to testify that even in your most fragile days, you were upheld. Your family will learn that peace can be preserved in the midst of uncertainty, that integrity is more precious than immediate gain, and that abundance is most meaningful when it is used to sow goodness. The generations after you will inherit not only possessions, but also a legacy of courage, wisdom, and kindness. I want what you achieve to become refreshing water for those who are dry, not a wall that separates you from others. Therefore, enter this night with a quiet heart. Do not force yourself to know every detail of tomorrow. Faithfully complete what is before you, and entrust to me what lies beyond your ability. The transformation you have been waiting for may not happen with great noise, but it will become visible through growing peace, clearer decisions, and opportunities beginning to appear at the right time. I am bringing you out of a mindset focused only on survival and into a life of purpose, building, and generosity. The tears you once shed because of worry will not be wasted. They will water the growth you are about to witness. Take courage, for the old season will not last forever. I am still leading you, still protecting what is true within you, and still making a way for joy to return to your home in a lasting, pure, and peaceful manner. My beloved child, a season of reversal is beginning, and the pressures that once surrounded your financial life will no longer be permitted to rule the days ahead. I have seen every obstacle that made you weary, every obligation that needed to be covered, every plan that was delayed, and every moment of helplessness when you had tried so hard, but the results still did not seem equal to your effort. Yet do not assume that the silence of the past season meant I was not working. There were things I quietly prevented, dangers I redirected before they could reach your home, and doors I did not open, because you needed to be prepared to enter them with discernment. Now I am loosening every knot, correcting what has fallen out of order, and leading you out of a life of constant struggle into a season of building, preserving, and bearing fruit. I know there were times when your heart became so heavy that even a simple question could bring tears to your eyes. You lay awake in the darkness, quietly calculating tomorrow, and wondering whether you had enough strength to continue. You tried to hide your sorrow, so that those you loved would not worry, but I saw both your perseverance and the pain behind your smile. Not once were you truly left alone. In the hours when you believed you were walking through a valley without a companion, I remained near, keeping you from collapsing completely and giving you strength to rise. One more time. Today, I want you to stop interpreting your future through the wounds of your past. What happened is not the final verdict over your life. I am wiping away the traces of a season filled with anxiety, but I do not only want to change your external circumstances, I also want to heal the way you see yourself, money, and abundance. There were times when you believed you did not deserve to live in peace because whenever something good appeared, another difficulty soon followed. You became accustomed to guarding yourself against joy, afraid to hope too much and be disappointed again. But my child, do not allow loss to turn your heart into a room that is always locked. I am teaching you to receive goodness without fear, to enter new opportunities without carrying a defeated mindset, and to use what is entrusted to you with gratitude and responsibility. The restoration I bring is not meant for self-display, but so that you may live more freely, care for your family more fully, and become a source of support for those walking through scarcity. What you lost may not always return in exactly the same form in which it left. I may replace an old door with a wider path, exchange a lost opportunity for something more suitable, and transform years of sorrow into maturity that no amount of money could purchase. Therefore, do not confine my restoration to one number or one form. Some restoration comes through a new source of income, but some comes through an expense being resolved, a debt being reorganized, a wise decision that prevents loss, or a trustworthy person appearing at the right time. I will not only place more into your hands, I will also teach you how to preserve, distribute, and multiply what begins small. When wisdom walks together with blessing, what you receive can remain. Be ready to recognize the keys I place before you. They may not look as magnificent as you once imagined. A key may be knowledge you need to acquire, a conversation you must courageously begin, a habit you need to end, or a decision you must make with firmness. Some doors have remained closed for a long time, not because you lack value, but because you were using the wrong key. You tried to open them with anxiety, by pleasing everyone, or through hurried decisions. But I am leading you into a different way, acting calmly, choosing with discernment, and remaining faithful to what is right. Where others see a dead end, I will help you recognize a turning where they believe you have no opportunity left. I can awaken a beginning no one predicted. I have heard the prayers you could not put into words. I know that what you need is not only money to solve an immediate problem, but also the feeling of safety, the ability to breathe freely, and freedom from the fear of tomorrow. I understand your desire for your home to be released from prolonged tension, for your health to be preserved, relationships to be restored, and good plans to have room to take shape. My love for you is not diminished by the mistakes you have made, nor is it blocked by the seasons when you doubted. You may have wandered away from peace, but peace is still finding its way back to you. Stop punishing yourself for what has passed. Learn the lesson, repair what needs to be repaired, and move forward with a renewed heart. Tomorrow may not immediately resolve every problem, but you will begin to feel new life in the way you face them. I will give you clarity to know what needs to be done first, whom you can trust, and what should no longer continue. I will help you identify the sources of loss that have quietly drained your energy, time, and finances. Some invitations sound attractive, but carry no peace. Some relationships appear supportive but cause you to lose direction. Some small habits seem insignificant, but gradually become burdens. I will bring light into each of these areas, not to condemn you, but to free you from what keeps you trapped. When you courageously live with order, abundance will have a firm foundation upon which to remain. The protection I place over your family does not mean that every storm will disappear, but it means the storms will not have authority to destroy what I am building. Words spoken against you will not define your identity. Dishonest intentions will eventually reveal themselves before they reach their purpose. Those who approach with impure motives will not be able to remain forever in the place I am cleansing. You do not need to live in suspicion or fear, nor must you fight everyone. Your responsibility is to preserve an upright heart, make careful choices, and refuse to give anger control over your decisions. Let peace guard your mind, wisdom preserve your words, and love lead you to establish the boundaries that are necessary. I will take care of what lies beyond your reach. A day will come when you speak about this season with a different voice. You will no longer describe it only as a time of loss, but as the period in which you were trained to become steadfast. You will understand that the miracle was not only the disappearance of a difficulty, but also the fact that you were no longer someone easily defeated by difficulty. The generations after you will benefit from the wisdom you are learning today. They will receive not only material results, but also an example of perseverance, faithfulness, and the ability to rise after failure. What I do in your life will not end with you. It will flow through the way you love, give, and open paths for others. Therefore, keep moving forward without demanding that every sign appear at once. Value every small movement, because a new life is often built through ordinary yet persistent decisions. Care for your health, reorganize your finances, work diligently, and do not despise humble opportunities. I am leading you toward prosperity with depth, where you receive not only greater resources, but also peace to enjoy them, wisdom to manage them, and an open heart to share them. Darkness taught you to value light, and scarcity taught you the worth of small things. Now allow those lessons to become the foundation of the new season. I remain beside you, opening the way, protecting your home, and transforming quiet tears into water that nourishes a hope-filled future, my beloved child. What I am building in your life is not a brilliant moment that quickly fades, but the foundation of a legacy capable of supporting your family through generations. I have seen the cycles of sorrow that quietly passed from one person to another, the fear of scarcity that became a habit, and the words of disappointment repeated so often that everyone began to believe they were an unavoidable destiny. But you were not born to continue carrying those burdens. I am stopping what has remained rooted for too long, removing from your family the patterns of thought that cause people to shrink before the future, and planting within you a new spirit of courage, wisdom, and enduring hope. The good things I begin in you will not end with one lifetime. They will become a bright path, so that those who come after you will not have to stumble in the darkness, as you once did many times. You looked around and wondered why others seemed to advance easily, while you had to wait through long days without seeing any sign of change. There were times you asked me through tears, when opportunity would finally call your name, when your quiet efforts would bear fruit, and when your home would be able to breathe after a season of tension. I heard every word. Delay is not proof that you have been forgotten, and silence does not mean I have turned away. During the time you believed you were standing still, I was refining your abilities, correcting motives that were not yet pure, and teaching you to distinguish between a dazzling door and a path that truly leads to peace. Now you are entering a time when you must stop seeing yourself as someone who always arrives last. The work appointed for you is gradually becoming visible, and you will recognize it not only through excitement, but through a deep peace when you step into the place where you truly belong. There are paths you have never considered because past experiences narrowed your imagination. You once believed every opportunity had to come from familiar places, through people you already knew, or in a manner you could predict. But I am not limited by those patterns. I can open an unexpected encounter, awaken an ability within you that has long been overlooked, or use a small task to lead you into greater responsibility. Do not despise quiet beginnings. Genuine change often does not arrive with great noise. It begins with one right choice, one renewed thought, and one faithful step in an ordinary day. Remain alert to what I am placing before you. Some blessings are hidden within an opportunity to learn, a healthy relationship, sincere advice, or the courage to say no to something that once drained you. I am the one who protects you, but my protection does not make you passive. I am teaching you to guard what is precious through awareness, order, and responsibility. You cannot pray for abundance while continuing to allow old habits to waste what you already possess. You cannot desire a peaceful home while permitting bitterness, suspicion, and anger to remain in every conversation. Therefore, I will help you rebuild each part. I will remind you to manage resources more carefully, establish boundaries with those who only come to take advantage, and refuse to place important decisions in the hands of temporary emotions. What I give must be preserved through wisdom. I do not merely want you to receive more. I want you to become mature enough that goodness will not be lost after it arrives. The resources of heaven are not limited to money, nor can they be reduced to the numbers you see. I am giving you discernment to avoid mistakes, health to continue working, sincere connections, a mind able to seek solutions, and peace that circumstances cannot purchase. Sometimes a timely warning is more valuable than a large profit. Sometimes a closed door protects you from years of regret. There are days when I provide by giving you something new, but there are also days when I provide by protecting what you already have from being lost. Learn to recognize both. When you stop measuring my goodness by only one form, you will discover that you have been supported far more than you realized. From this day forward, stop calling yourself a victim of circumstances. You may have been hurt, treated unjustly, or caught in events beyond your control, but those things are not your name. I see within you someone capable of rising with gentleness without becoming weak, passing through loss without becoming bitter, and receiving success while remaining humble. You are a beloved child, entrusted with responsibility and called to live above fear. Look at yourself through my eyes. Do not focus only on what you do not yet possess. Recognize the strength that has carried you until today, the perseverance that kept you from giving up, and the kindness that still remains, despite your many disappointments. I will not allow the voices that once despised you to continue directing your life. The rejection of others has no authority to become a limitation within your mind. Some people see only your past, but I see what you may become when you are healed and rightly guided. Some judge you through one failure, but I see the entire journey of your efforts to rise again. You do not need to fight to prove yourself to everyone. Let maturity speak. Let faithfulness produce results. Let the good things you do quietly become your answer. I will bring you to a place where human approval no longer determines your worth. The light I have placed within you will shine into the corners once covered by fear. I will reveal the false beliefs that caused you to think you were not good enough, not capable enough, or undeserving of goodness. I will also show you the relationships that no longer belong in your new season, the empty promises that must be released, and the ambitions that need to be purified. Change may feel uncomfortable at first, because familiarity often creates a sense of safety, even when it is no longer good. But trust me, I do not remove something in order to leave you empty. I clear space so that something pure may enter. I do not pull you away from an old shore only to leave you drifting. I am bringing you to land where you can take root and bear fruit. The legacy I want to give you is not found only in the possessions you leave behind, but in the way you live today. It is a family learning to speak words that strengthen instead of wound, children growing up without carrying the fear of scarcity as a permanent mark, and loved ones understanding that trials are not the end. Your life itself will become evidence that a person can walk out of old cycles without losing tenderness. What once caused you shame will become compassion through which you strengthen others. The tears you shed silently will help you recognize the pain hidden behind the eyes of someone in despair. I will use even the roughest parts of your journey to form within you a generous heart. Therefore, stand firm and continue moving forward in peace. Do not demand that everything change overnight, but do not doubt the small movements already taking place. Be faithful in today's work. Keep your words clean. Care for your family. Organize what has become chaotic and continue learning. The new season will not come only through an external miracle. It will also open as you cooperate with me through mature decisions. I am leading you out of continuous struggle and into a life of order, purpose, and generosity. My grace continues flowing toward you, not so that you may live in pride, but so that you may become a blessing. Lift your head, for your story did not end with what you lost. It is still being written through courage, restoration, and a future wide enough for many generations to walk together in the light. Do not despise small progress. A debt that decreases steadily each month is also evidence that freedom is drawing near. A day when you refuse to purchase something unnecessary is a victory. A new skill you patiently learn may become the doorway to income you cannot yet see. Lasting transformation is often built through quiet choices, for which no one applauds. I am present in those moments when you choose discipline over impulse, truth over illusion, and a longer but safer road over a brief promise filled with risk. I also want to heal your relationship with wealth. Do not regard money as a savior, because no matter how much you possess, fear may continue to rule if peace has not been established within you. Neither should you regard scarcity as your identity. You are not the balance in your bank account, the total amount of debt you carry, or the financial failures of your past. You are a child being taught by me to live wisely, purposefully, and to use resources for what is good. I want you to have enough to care for your family, but I also want you to possess a generous heart. I want you to be free from pressure, without becoming imprisoned by greed. True wealth should make you more mature in love, not draw you away from what is sacred and noble. Every promise I give you is upheld by my faithfulness, but you must understand that a promise is not permission to believe every message that tells you what you want to hear. I have not forgotten the dreams you entrusted to me, but I may purify them so that they no longer revolve only around possessing more. Some dreams I will fulfill differently from what you imagined. Some things you want to receive immediately, but instead I will give you strength to build them. Some doors you ask me to open, but I keep them closed, because loss is waiting behind them. There are also desires I will enlarge, so that when they are fulfilled, they will not only benefit you, but become support for many others. Therefore, when you hear an invitation promising unstoppable wealth, through one secret action, return to stillness. Do not click merely because you fear missing out. Do not give your information, money, or trust to something that has not been verified. Ask questions, investigate carefully, and wait until your heart is no longer driven by panic. I do not lead you through frantic pressure. My path may require time, but it does not deceive. It may demand discipline, but it does not steal your dignity. It may lead you through days when you must say no to yourself, but in the end it will create a stable life. Let your true spiritual practice not be 7 seconds of waiting for a miracle, but a daily moment of reflection, prayer, careful thought, and right choices. Let renewal begin in the way you think, the way you use your time, the way you work, and the way you preserve what you have. I will accompany you in the plan to repay your debts, in the process of learning a new profession, in difficult conversations, and even when you must begin again from very little. I do not promise you a life without effort, but I promise that your upright effort will not be meaningless. Continue moving forward with awareness, because the abundance I have prepared for you is not an illusion created by advertising, but a life built through discerning faith, faithfulness, and decisions strong enough to endure through